Okay, who's the 2 seed? The 1 seed was what you got? The 2 seed was who? The Rockets. The Rockets go. You know, I can see the Rockets making a play for KD. I can see them making a play for Giannis.
Who do you rather go get, Giannis or KD with that team?
Damn.
I already told you where Giannis going. I don't know why we continue to bring this conversation
Where
up.
Giannis going? Don't say Miami.
You going to Miami?
That's what Ocho said. He going to Miami.
Hey Rio, I done
You
sat
know
down.
what? Hold on, Ocho. Before you go, Rio, can you explain to Ocho how everybody can't play for Pat? Everybody can't play in Miami.
Nah, everybody can't play for Pat. But I can see Giannis coming to Miami, but I don't think he will. I think he stays in Milwaukee.
What,
Oh, you don't think
stay?
he
Nah,
moves?
I think he stays.
And
But
do what?
you know they're
He
not
back-
going to be
he
able to
back
get
home in the
anybody to
first
help.
round again?
No help for
They
it
gonna better get.
because Dame.
They gonna
Huh?
better get somebody. I
Who?
don't know who. They gonna figure out something.
They ain't
Rio,
got no
who
draft
they-
picks,
Hold on, huh? Hold on,
and
Rio.
Dame hurt.
Dame definitely hurt.
He's
Who they gonna
another one
get
not
at-
going to play till 26.
Yeah, Dame had a.
Who they
Huh?
gonna? Who they?
I don't know who they gonna get. Maybe
Rio- There's nobody that's gonna make a difference. There's still gonna be a first round exit.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna happen. He ain't gonna win nowhere he goes. That ain't gonna happen. If he go to Miami, he's not gonna win there.
What if he go to? What about Golden State?
Are you keeping Jimmy or you get rid of Jimmy?
I think you're going to have to get. There ain't no way you can keep him, Steph, and Jimmy, and Draymond. Because Draymond's doing an extension because Draymond was all first team all defense.
That takes.
So he's due for a max.
If you do that,
But a max is only 25, 30 million for him. It's not over the top.
but if you do that, you get rid of Jimmy. That takes away all your offense, all what Golden State is known for, from the Splash Brothers to the shooting. There's no more shooting there. So now, what are we scared of Golden State for? We just put everybody on Steph, and y'all got to shoot twos while we still shooting 100 threes a game.
Okay, you put everybody on Steph, and Giannis putting his head down and going to get 30, 13, and 6 a night.
Okay, we going to come down and shoot 60 threes. Who going to win?
I like Steph. I mean, look, I'm trying to. Could he go to Houston? I like Houston. I like it with
I
Houston.
like Houston, too. I definitely like Houston. I think that'd be his best bet, would be a Houston or... I can say Miami. I'm not going to disagree. I can see Miami.
Thank you.
Him, Bam, and Tyler Hero.
Rio.
That'd be a hell of a team.
Let me ask you a
Rio,
question. Are you selling him Brickle? I mean, what are you trading? Brickle? You trading South Beach? What the hell are you trading for him? Because I don't want those pieces that's not Bam and that's not Tyler Hero. You need to tell me what the hell you trading.
You don't want a disgruntled superstar that can leave in free agency either.
All right, how many more years Giannis got? 2?
Hey, what'd you say they trade? What?
Brickle? South Beach? Something? Eden Rock? The Fountain Blue?
Some got to go. Some part of Miami got to go with it.
Yeah,
Huh?
because when you look at it, Rio, the only 2 assets that somebody really want is Bam and Tyler.
Yeah.
Hey, that was funny. Okay, that was funny.
But you don't want a disgruntled superstar either. I see Giannis being mad there.
Oh, look, first of all, I got this man right for the next 2 years. He has a player option 27, 28. So I got him for 2 years. I'm not giving him away. You know, sometimes, Rio, I want to sell something. But I'm not, look, I know the value of this car. Man, you ain't even driving it. Don't worry about it. I'm driving right back in the garage. I backed it out so your punk ass can see it. Now, if you're not going to give me what I want for, I'll be driving right back in the garage, and you get your ass out my
Then
yard.
he gonna waste his time. Then he gonna be mad because he don't have no help. You already got rid of his brother. Dame hurt. Chris Middleton gone.
Now, he was hurt, so we wasn't going to pay him. Now he healthy. We bring him back.
All right, good luck with that. We'll see how long that lasts.
We go bring him back. We go bring him back. So yeah, it's just for me. I'm looking at the places where he can go, Rio, that have the assets. Brooklyn has the assets as far as draft picks. They don't have any young talent that I think Milwaukee would want.
Right.
OKC got the draft picks and they got the talent, but I don't think Sam Presti is going to want to mess his core up with either one of them. Houston have the talent and the draft picks. The question is, and that's for Giannis or KD, because you got Şengün, who's an All NBA selection. He's an All Star. I'm not letting Amin Thompson go. Jabari Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you get?
Draft picks. Okay.
Yeah. Who else they got? Fred VanVleet, Dylan
They got
Brooks,
Şengün.
Sengun.
They got Smith. They got Thompson.
Jalen
I'm not
Green?
willing to let Thompson
What you
go.
do with Jalen? You put
Huh?
Jalen?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Jalen Green.
that's what I was
Jalen,
thinking.
thank you. Yes, Jalen Green. Yes.
Okay.
For KD or Giannis, yes, I would package Jalen
Okay.
Green.
I can see that happening because you can still build around what you got. A nice old core.
Because you still got Giannis and you still got
Yeah.
KD. I got to keep Van Fleet for the simple fact I need a point guard.
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm KD, I'm going back to OKC.
I don't think Sam. First of all, I don't know the relationship.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
With Sam and KD. What you hear is that Sam was more favorable towards Russ than KD. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but you hear he left. I'm not messing up my core. I'm not real.
I think Russ ends up back there just because on some free agency stuff. So I definitely see Russ being back in OKC for next year. Especially he just signed that.
I'm talking about KD. You talking about KD?
No, I know I'm talking about KD, but I'm saying I definitely see Russ going back. And when you brought up Russ and Sam Presti, I definitely see him going back. But if I'm KD, I would look at the OKC situation. If I'm Presti, I don't think I would take it. But if I'm KD, I'm like, yeah, I'll just go in there and be spot up shooter, let Shea do
But
his
if that's
thing.
the case, go back to Golden State.
They don't have it though. They don't have enough.
You don't think he and Steph?
Who are you gonna get rid of, Jimmy?
Yeah, I would get rid of Jimmy for KD.
I'm running it back with Jimmy just because Jimmy brings a lot all around to the game, and it makes it easier for Steph in that aspect. KD, you have to create more shots for KD, which is who
He don't need that many.
But he gonna need some. Who gonna be the person to create a shot for him? Or you gonna have KD going 1-on-1 at 35, 36 years old?
He good. Because they still worried about Steph.
Yeah, but then
And Draymond gonna be fine. They be good. I keep Kuminga now, but I don't know if you can keep Kuminga because somebody gonna want
Kuminga
Kuminga.
gone. Kuminga not messing with Kerr no more. He's so far gone. Kuminga might be down here on South Beach tomorrow with us.
he already out the door. He done packed up his apartment and everything.
He packed up his locker room and everything. He out of there. He ain't thinking about Golden State.
It was kind of like what we used to do, Rio. Once we realized we weren't making the playoffs, man, last week or so, I was living in a hotel.
Start packing it up little by little.
Ain't no sense to be paying an extra month of rent. Hey, you good. I live week to week in the hotel.
I did that before.
You ain't finna lock me into extra 6 months.
6 to 8 month deal. Nope, I'm cool.
So, if you had the handicap, where do you think KD ends up? Where do you think Giannis ends up?
KD, I think he goes to Houston. Giannis, I think Giannis stays on the East Coast. I think Giannis stays somewhere, Miami.
There we go.
Maybe in New York, maybe the Knicks. Brooklyn would be tough just because they would have to rebuild everything around him. They don't really have the team to win now. But
they got the draft picks. They just don't have.
They don't have the players.
He works out. He might as well stay in Milwaukee if he's thinking about Brooklyn.
But I can see him going to the Knicks. He'd end up over there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. What you gonna let go? You gonna let Cat go? You gonna let OG go? I mean, what you letting go?
For Giannis, I'm letting OG go, Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, who else? Anybody except
you ain't got no draft picks because you gave up 4 draft picks to get Mikal Bridges.
That's okay.
So you ain't got no draft capital.
That's okay.
All you got is players.
That's okay. We'll get rid of them 4 players. We'll be all right. 3 of them 4 players, we'll get Giannis, we'll be all right.
Damn. You just gutted your depth.
That's okay. We trying to win now. With Giannis, Brunson, and Cat, that's a hell of a big 3. That's a big lineup behind Brunson. Now all you gotta do is find some shooters, some knockdown shooters. You go get a person like You go get a person like Cam Johnson, maybe. Find some way to find somebody that's a Duncan Robinson, maybe somebody that's out there that can just help spread the floor. That's all you need when you have those three guys, because your offense gonna go through them.
Well, considering that a cat would like to be at the 3-point line and don't have to worry about it, so yeah, he'll be
Right,
fine
and
with
they
that.
put
Because Giannis is gonna need that space. Giannis is gonna need that space to get down
or put
here.
Giannis in the post, and then let him work through the post game.
Are you afraid because you know what Brunson has a very high usage? Giannis has a usage. Are you concerned that the Giannis needs the ball, Brunson needs the ball, both are most effective when they have the ball in their hands?
No, I feel like they can work that out. They can figure that out because it's just them two. There's nobody else really handling the ball. Cat don't need to handle the ball. He just need to catch it in his sweet spot. So now when Brunson taking his break, you got Giannis handling the ball. When Giannis is taking his break, you got Brunson handling the ball. Now when it comes to the fourth quarter or crunch time, I got both of them. Giannis getting the rebound, pushing it. Brunson go spot up. Brunson get the rebound. Giannis taking him down, or he's in the paint. Now you got 3 or 4 people helping. Brunson pulling up for 3. So it's ways to figure it out. It's just like when Bron and D Wade play together. It's ways to figure out when you got 2 ball handlers, and they're just the 2 ball handlers.
Real make it sound so simple, doesn't he?
I mean,
Ocho?
it is simple. I tried to explain
It ain't simple, Ocho. It's not simple because
it's all about buying in.
You got 2 apps.
It's all about buying in.
Thank
you. Want
you.
to buy in, you want to win. That's what it is.
He just explained it to you. He gave you a few examples of people that have done it in the past. You know.
But you didn't hear what he said.
Right.
He said it's all about buying in, and it's a lot easier said. I can do it. I can do it. I give you a prime example.
Look at the players we talking about. We talk about Jalen Brunson. We got to talk about Giannis. 2 players that are going to buy in.
Okay, everybody. I remember everybody saying it don't matter what I do at the Olympic team, long as we bring the gold medal. Now we've had 2 guys to come out and say they was upset about when they playing time, right? The buying in. Now you just said buying in.
It's completely different. This is a complete situation. Because it's only 2 players. It's only 2 people.
It was only 2 players.
I mean, one of them had a reason.
Look at the 5 that was starting.
Jason had a reason just because of the season he had just came off of. So I understand his complaint, but at the same time, he wasn't better than nobody playing in front of him.
Hey, he said I was better than Holiday and Derek White that was playing in front of me.
But you don't bring what they brought to the game. We don't need you to score.
I would have.
We don't need you to score. We need you to go play defense.
No, I'd have played defense. I'd have played defense. I
would have. We don't need you to do that. Go ahead.
You told me. See, you telling me what I won't do. I'm telling you, I'm trying to buy in. I'm going to buy in. I'm buying in.
Name a coach that told you what you wouldn't do. All of them. All of them.
Hey, it is, but it's a lot easier said than done. We just seen a lot of guys, Ocho. Man, I just want to win. No, you want to win and get your 30. You want to win and get your 8 for 150 and 2 touchdowns. That's the way you want to win.
Your way.
Giannis has now more first-team All-NBA selections than Kevin Durant. Giannis has 7. KD has 6. What more does Giannis need to do to pass KD all time?
I don't think it's possible.
Really?
I don't think it's possible. Just because I look at KD's skill set and like, there's nobody gonna be as skill set as KD, where ball handling, be able to shoot the ball, be able to get to the spots he's gonna get to. I don't think there's gonna be another Greek freak either, but Giannis' offensive game is not polished enough like KD's for him to be better than KD.
So you just look at aesthetically.
I'm just looking at, when I look at somebody, I say who's better than somebody. I put them in a one-on-one matchup and see who would dominate in that one-on-one matchup to a game to 5. And I think KD would get Giannis 5-4, 5-3, maybe. I just got him figured just offensively better.
Wow. What happens if Giannis gets the ball first?
Same thing. I think KD still figured out how to win. I think KD gets a stop before.
One-on-one? With Giannis?
Because Giannis is all downhill. Now we're playing 3 or 4.
Exactly. So how KD stop that?
We're playing 3 or 4 dribbles downhill.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? We play different ways.
Now you got to tell me the rules. You got to tell me the rules
now.
Yeah,
when NBA players play, we play one-on-one 3 or 4 dribbles max. So in that type of setting, I'm not taking Giannis over KD. I'm not taking too many people over KD in that type of setting.
Okay. Giannis has 5 first-team all defensive, 4 first-team. KD has none. KD does have 2 Finals MVP. Giannis has 1. No, No, Giannis has 2 regular season MVPs. KD has 1. That's gonna be very interesting. That's gonna
I
be
mean,
very interesting when their careers.
yeah, he's gonna have a hell of a career. Like that's the thing, but it's still you're not better than KD.
I think you know what? I think a lot of that has to do with aesthetically because we like guys that can handle the ball, shoot, flashy. I mean, there's nothing like really. Giannis' game is really like old school,
Super
like
old
the
school.
70s. Just trying to get downhill post. I mean,
Yeah.
he still. I mean, he 3-point, he doesn't shoot that well. He ain't really got no mid range. His post is not great. He's basically getting downhill, laying the ball up, you foul him, or he's spin and dunk the ball.
Right.
That's Giannis. It's still hard to stop because he's averaging 30, shooting 60% from the damn floor. So it's still hard to stop.
Yeah, he's still a freak.
It's just not as
He's still a freak athlete.
yeah, it's just not as pleasing to the eye as what we watch KD do.
Yeah, you comparing 2 different players and 2 different skill sets altogether. And at that point, regardless of accolades and what they've accomplished on their resume, it depends on it's all on preference at that point.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. But who's impacted the game more?
Oh shit, that's damn, they're the same almost, huh?
Yeah, I think that's a tough one right there.
Because let me ask you this: if I take KD out and put Giannis in there with Clay, Steph, and Draymond, do you still believe they win the NBA championship?
Yeah, I still give it to him. I don't think about the scoring aspect, but yeah, I still give it to him because then that way you take Iguodala doesn't have to guard Brown by himself. Now you got 2 or 3 bodies that can guard Brown, and that's going to be a little bit different. So yeah, I still give it to Golden State.
Now, if I take KD and I put him on Milwaukee, the year they won, they beat Phoenix, you think they still win the championship with KD and Giannis out?
I mean, they barely got past Brooklyn. So, oh yeah, I think so. I definitely think so, KD. If he didn't step on that line, Milwaukee don't win that championship.
That's gonna be when it's all said and done. That's gonna be a very interesting conversation. That's gonna be a very, very interesting conversation to have because they are so diametrically different. Nothing about one's game reminds you of the other. One is, as you said, Rio is one of the most skilled players, one of the 5 most skilled players that we've probably ever seen. With his size, being 7 foot tall, being able to handle the ball, he can shoot the 3. He got the midi, he got the hezzy. He can get to the rim. He can fit free throws. He's an 88, 89% free throw. So he's as good as skilled. Because guys that size, they normally play center. They play with their back to the basket. We ain't seen no guy shoot. And Dirk can shoot the ball. Dirk was not putting it on the ball, going between his legs, going behind his back, doing what KD's doing. He just wasn't doing that.
Not even close.
I mean, Dirk patted that one leg step back. He shoot it, it's going to draw rain. But at skill, I don't know if you're ever going to see a guy at his size, as skilled as KD, his ability, just for his ability to shoot the ball.
Right, I agree with you on that one.
Shams is predicting that LeBron's next season in the NBA will be his last, which will be a poetic end to number 23. Year 23 for number 23. They have the All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. So to me, it's a very storybook if that's the way it goes. But that's a decision he's got to make. Rio, you just watched a man in year 22 make second team All-NBA. If he'd have made first team, I don't think anybody's mad if you put him in over Donovan Mitchell. Donovan got in, bless it. He averaged 24, 8, and 8. He doesn't really have to do the heavy lifting anymore because of Luka. So he and AR is still there. So now you put him in the dunker spot, you let him play off the ball. He's still going to be in the 20 points. How long do you think LeBron wants to play? How long is he going to play?
I've always said he was gonna play till Bryce got in the league. So when Bryce goes to Arizona next year,
That'll be year 23. So in order for him to play with
be
Bryce, he's got to be 24.
24. So I give him 24, 25.
Yeah. And if you get 24, you got to might as
Yeah,
well
you
make
might
it
as well make it
25.
25.
It's like, I ain't worried about nobody getting 25 years.
And then if you get to 25, you
Mm.
might as well get 30 if nobody can hold up. So
Ah, shit.
you might as well keep
Because
going.
look, at 23, that'll be 41. 24, that'll be 42. 25, that'll be 43. That's the same age Tom Brady was when he retired. 20, you know.
25 years in one profession. That's legit.
That's a long.
Yeah.
Man, you a doctor or a lawyer, you get that many times,
Yeah.
or you in the damn military.
Right, exactly. So
You know, it's not only to play that long, but to
dominant that long
To
too.
play at that
Yeah.
level.
be consistent and be one of the best.
To average 24 points a game in year 22. There are some guys that didn't average 24 points for a career. There are some guys that never had a season in which they averaged 24. This
Right.
guy's in year 22 doing that.
Right.
When you look, Reed, when you look at it, look, been around the game, your dad coached the game, so you've been around basketball all your life. What do you think is the most impressive thing that what LeBron is doing? Is it the year 22? Is it the ability to go out there and still give you average 24, to go out there and give you a game where he can give you 30 average, for a week, give you 30 straight, go get you 40. What do you think is the most impressive thing at this juncture? We look, all the 21-time first team all NBA, 21 times all-star. So we get all that.
Mhm.
But I'm talking about what you're witnessing now. What do you think the most impressive thing that you see him? And you was with him for 4 years. You watched him every single day, come in, get shots up, run, cold tub, massage. You saw it all, Rio. What do you think the most impressive thing that LeBron is doing currently?
I always said that the way he take care of his body, the way he pay attention to his treatment and stay on schedule with that, that attests to his longevity and never really being hurt or having a major injury. So just the way his body's holding up, like his skill set is gonna be his skill set. He puts the work in. You see him putting the work in after games or after practices. He's always the last one shooting or someone getting up shots or working on different moves. So the way what he puts into the game is what he gets out, and also what he puts into his body is what he's getting out of his body. So to me, it's just the longevity of being that consistent of no injuries, no major injuries, bouncing back, and still being healthy enough to do what you do and do every day.
You was with him. LeBron got there. So you was there. You was with him 11, 12, 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have, when you was there with him, did you have any idea that LeBron James would still be playing 12 years later?
No lie, I did. Just because, like, I tell people this all the time, Brown would really get treatment if he was in the club. Like, he would literally have something on his knees or something on his back inside the club. So it's like, once somebody's doing that, like, that's a real dedication to just be in the club with treatment, ice therapy or whatever.
This man, hold on. Real, this man got ice bags
Not
on his
ice
knees.
bags.
He
It'd be
got
like
ice bags on his
the
back.
stem, like the stem machine where it's like shooting electrolyte or electricity in your knees and stuff like that. Just hamstrings, like lower back. Like he always got something that's recovering, making his body recover. So that's the thing. It's like
Damn.
once you see that, like that's a different type of dedication. Like I'm not. I have to take my hat off to that one.
Wow. All right, Rio, we're gonna get you here on this one. The Big Three Season 8 tips off June 14th, live on CBS, Vice TV, and iHeartRadio. Your team, Miami's 305, will face off against Nick Young and Dwight Howard's LA Riot for the first game of the season. Tickets are available now at thebig3.com/tickets. That's big3.com/ticket. Who's on your squad? Hold on. Are you with Beasley? You and Beasley?
Me, Beasley, Lance
And Lance Stevens,
Stevenson,
right? Lance
Reggie
Stevenson.
Evans, and Sean Williams.
Hey, but y'all don't need no extra body, no extra legs or
I
nothing.
mean, we can always use some extra bodies, but I think we got it pretty much taken care of this year. We hungry. We got something to prove. So
Shit,
I don't know.
ain't-
Joe say the Detroit team, Joe and Pargo, they say, hey, man, ISO Joe, that's he tailor made for the Big Three.
yeah, but he got to deal with the MVP, and that's what we got on our team. So
Who be
yeah,
easy?
be easy. So that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Mario. Hey, y'all in the crib? Y'all down here at the crib now?
Yeah, we down here right now. Mm-hmm.
Wait, when y'all practice? I'm coming.
We be at UM sometimes. We was up there today. It just depends what time the trainers get there, but we usually be at UM.
Oh shoot, I'm coming tomorrow, bro. I'm finna come in that town. I'm gonna have my chucks on.
Y'all don't need nobody. Hey, Rio, man, thanks for joining us, man.
Appreciate it.
We really appreciate you taking time out your schedule. We know you're busy, got a lot going on, but to take time out to help us break down this game and talk about all things NBA, we greatly appreciate it. When you're not too busy, stop back by again, man.
Appreciate it. Let me know.
After the Lakers got bounced, JJ Redick emphasized that the team needed to be in championship shape. While he didn't mention names, many took the comments as a clear message to Luka. Well, weeks later, Luka made a significant public appearance. Luka made his first significant public appearance by attending Real Madrid's basketball game and posted these on IG.
You think that's AI?
AI? That's what I was about to ask. There's no way. Hell, if he lost that weight that fast, why the hell he ain't doing it during the season?
Hey, that's
what I'm. Hey, I don't care what he look like right now. I'm talking about when he come back to play. I want him to look like this when he come back to play.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Unc, Unc and Jo, you think he took that Olympic?
Olympic?
Huh?
Nah. He ain't on no. I don't think you can take that as the NBA player.
I have a question. Okay, you can't take that as an NBA player, right? How many weeks they've been out? They've been out of season? What? 3, 2? If that?
A month.
It ain't been that damn long for him to look like
It ain't been that long for you to lose all that weight like that. I'm telling you, he probably took that Olympic stuff. I'm telling you.
Man, you know what's crazy? Like, I've watched him, like when you watch him play with his national team, he always looks thinner.
He does.
Then he comes back to the United States and it's like he's eating yeast rolls and pasta.
But the American food, I mean, you look at Europeans, they're not as big as Americans. It's something about the food.
He eating a lot.
If you go to Europe, you're not gonna see as many, and people that's a little heavier. You don't see a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, so he's doing something. I don't know if it's
now, Jo. You know this. Their bodies are gonna be their bodies. They're not gonna be sculpted. They're not gonna have abs. They're not gonna have caps on their shoulders. They're not gonna have that much. They all look alike. I've never seen a European player with muscles. You look at Jokic, you look at Luka, you look at Manu, you look at Zubac, you look at any international player. Tell me the one. Sabonis, tell me the one you think, okay, caps on his shoulder, ripped up calves. That's how they look.
There's only one that's Giannis that I think is
Giannis got that Nigerian base. There's a difference. My base is based in Nigeria. So he coming from the foundation, that stock.
Right.
It's a little different than what the Europeans, what Luka and Jokic and Manu and all those guys came out of. But he looks good. But like I said, I don't worry about the guy right now, and he ain't got to play for another 4-5 months. I want to see him look like this when he come back.
Well, it's strange that he would say that now if it wasn't a lot of truth to everything we heard coming out of Dallas.
Yeah.
And, when you look at him, you got kinesio tape everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's
not at 25. Not at 20. You shouldn't have kinesio tape. You shouldn't be put together like my grandma coffee table when we were growing up. You shouldn't look like that. You know what I'm saying? We had that black electrical tape holding up everything.
Right.
No, but I'm saying he had kinesio tape at 23, 24. He's 26 now. I'm like, bro, why you need all that to hold you together?
But you remember now, he missed 91, 92 games the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, you're right.
He's missed a lot of games at an early age. And, clearly it's something behind when you let a talent like that leave at 25 years old. It's a hell of a lot of things got to be happening behind the scenes, to say, you know what, we're not even going after draft picks. We just want to go get one player that
basically it's a 1-for-1.
1-for-1. And we ain't gonna have no more conversation. So that said a lot. But you can see where Dallas trying to go with it. It's a risk. You got him number 1 pick this year. We'll see how that turns out, with the rest of the bigs. I do believe that they're gonna have to probably move some pieces to bring on another piece. You're not going to have Kyrie to start hell, you probably won't have Kyrie the first half of the season next year.
Exactly. I don't think Kyrie coming back till in January.
Well, he do a lot of meditating and a lot of,
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy on him. He got a torn ACL, and it's not like it's a big man that he got to get up and down. Kyrie is thin framed. I mean, theoretically, he could. I mean, it could be 7 months because when he tore that, he tore his knee in what, late March?
Yeah,
So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, I see him probably coming back late December, probably early January, J.O.
Yeah, he hadn't been, but when you think about it, he hadn't been a player that would rush back anyway.
Nope.
Right, in his career, so he's going to make sure he's ready to go. But again, when he's right, he's one of the best.
Oh, he's spectacular. What do you think the Lakers need to do? What is there somebody you think the Lakers can get or should get in order to give them a great opportunity to compete for a title? Because at this point in time, I mean, that's all LeBron is really playing for.
Here's my question: can the Lakers be the Lakers with LeBron having the ball in his hand at a lesser level? Right? And even with Jokic, I mean with
Luka.
Can you have a third person that can take some of the pressure off of those two? Right? Because the problem is when those two have the ball in their hand the majority of the time, and obviously LeBron is a different monster. He can make things happen, get downhill, but the ball does stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so can you have somebody else that make life easier for those two, right? Because LeBron is 40 plus years old, right? He's not going to be able to carry the load like he's typically carried, even though he can still go for 30 or 40. But you're gonna need a third person that can really make things easier. And I'm not sure how they do it with the cap issues that they have. But we'll see. But I don't think they have enough right now. I think they're gonna be 7th, 8th, 9th, play-in, type of deal if they don't make a move.
Oh, they got to make a move. I think the thing is, first of all, this is what we know. LeBron is better without the ball than Luka. Luka cannot play off the ball. Mm-hmm. LeBron can play off the ball because you're not putting Luka in the dunker spot. You're not going to do. There are certain things you're not going to do. And prior to this playoffs, Austin Reeves was that guy that gave him a break because we saw Austin Reeves go get 40 against Indiana and without Luka and LeBron. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what happened. The reports are that he had an injury. He got nicked at some point in time late in the season, or maybe got nicked in that playoff series, and he wasn't as impactful as he needed to be. Right. I thought they had an opportunity in game. What was that? Was that game 3? Yeah, game 3. But he ended up playing LeBron them 46 minutes, and he just wore him out. You got to get, bro. You played. First of all, LeBron had already played like 41 minutes in game 2, and then you turn around and burn him 46 in game 3.
Yep.
Look, I don't care what 40-year-old, he cannot.
Yeah.
There ain't been a 40-year-old created that can play in a playoff game after coming off a 41 minute.
But so Phoenix had that idea of that third person being Bradley Beal. Obviously, Bradley Beal hadn't been healthy, but I'm talking about an impact player, coming in and supposedly having that level of impact on the team where those guys, hell, maybe Brian be able to take a couple more nights off. Right. Yeah. And impactful. I just think, right now it's only downhill now because LeBron is putting up so many significant numbers from perspective of just scoring, having to score, assist, rebound, set the table, to turn the bus on, feed the kid.
He's still 24, 8, and 8. But the problem is they need a big. Yeah. Because you can't start Rudy at the 5 and LeBron at the 4, or LeBron at the 5 and Rudy at the 4. Because you see Rudy Gobert look like Shaq. 27 and 24. You can't. They're just too small. Jackson Hayes, you can only. For whatever reason, JJ's like the hell with it. Jackson, we're not going to even play you in Game 5, and he only played marginal minutes in Game 4. So with that being said, I thought the Mark Williams. I don't know why they nullified the trade, but I thought he would have been a big addition for them, Jo, because they need a big. Luka leads a lob threat. If you go back and study Luka, look at Luka. He's his best when he has a lob threat.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Like I don't know why the NBA is getting away from the veteran stuff. You got a guy like I use Dwight Howard. He always seemed to be in shape. Looking for a guy to get rebounds, block shots, and defend them. And
he did a better job against Rudy Gobert than Jackson Hayes or anybody else did.
100%, right? I just think
he's a bigger body too.
bigger body, right? And he's a savvy veteran. He's been one of the best defenders, all the time when it come down to protecting that rim and rebounding the basketball. But again, most teams don't seem to want to go get veteran players, and I'm not sure. The NBA needs to put in a rule right now, because if you want the product, when you talk about the issues with people watching the NBA and the ratings going down, it's because you got the young leading the young, right? So you don't have you don't even have to have you could take a role of a player coach role, right, and take that off the cap. The NBA can do anything, right? If you get with the union, they can make it work. Put people in place that helps develop, and you look at Jackson Hayes, and they signed another
Alex Lynn,
right? If you bring yes,
he should be the tallest high school or college coach next year.
But this is what I'm saying. If you have they just call it Dwight Howard. Just use him for example, right?
Yes.
You have somebody in there mentoring these young boys and getting them and helping them understand the importance of everything they do or supposed to do. Then you're in a better situation, right? You're not saying you got to go pay them $5 million, but just just don't put a veteran on keep him off the team because you have to pay him a little bit more because he's a veteran. Just create a role.
JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee was available.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Why not?
I mean, so is the NBA doing similar to what the NFL is doing also, Unc?
Yeah.
They really going young.
Yeah.
They really going young and doing away with all the veterans outside of quarterback, a specific quarterback that is still getting an opportunity to play regardless of age. But it's like the NFL and NBA.
Yeah, because the vet minimum, Ocho, with a certain number of years is $1 million. Well, I get a guy right out of college or a first year guy and pay him $300,000-$400,000.
Right.
Save 600. What's 600,000 when you making 300 million?
Right.
I don't get that.
Well, I guess the question of basketball, I mean, is do you really want to win? I mean, doesn't it matter? I mean, most of the basketball's not like football where you have historical families that's involved with these teams.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Basketball's not that. Right. Basketball, matter of fact, the majority of the NBA now is new ownership. Right. And so from a perspective, what is the real purpose, right? Is it, invest into a team, let the value grow, and then sometime down the road sell it.
Get up off it.
Right.
Because that's the difference. Because if you look at the NFL, a lot of these owners, now some of these owners now have other things, but for the longest time, Jo and Ocho, these were family run business. These were mom and pop shops. That's all they had. Now you look at people that buy teams now. That's not their number one business. That team is not their number one business.
Yeah.
The Aldersons that just bought the Dallas Mavericks, they're gambling. That's their number one business. You look at the guy that bought the Sacramento Kings. You look at Steve Ballmer, who bought the Clippers. That was not his number one business. Now that's what he does now, but he's worth $100 billion.
Yeah.
So he spent so that's not what it is. Not like the NFL. It's not like the Hunts. Now the Hunts have other things, but it's a family. But for the most part, NBA is a lot now. They're not family. These tech guys, these guys that made money investing in Silicon Valley and things like that. They're the one that's buying the team. They're not like, I don't know. I'm trying to think who's the oldest. So you're not gonna find somebody like the McClaskeys that own the Bears. Her dad, Virginia McCaskey, she just passed away. Her dad, George Hallis, founded the Bears, passed it down. You ain't gonna find that in the NBA. You're not gonna find the Rooneys like the Steelers, owned since 1933. You're not gonna find that like the Maras and the Giants.
When did Dolan buy the Knicks? Or was the Knicks handed down to him?
No, he had. I think he had his dad.
His dad, yeah, that's what I did. He may be the only one.
But he might be. No, what you call him? Jeannie Buss. Her dad, since 70? I think he bought the team in 79. So he might be the longest standing. That was the dad, right? Yeah, he passed it down. Yeah.
The Browns too, huh?
Yeah, but Jimmy had Bengals. Mike Brown, it got passed down to his dad. You might Irsay, he took over for his dad. So they just pass it down. Now these tech people coming in there with $4, $5, $6 billion, and it's it's gone.
Yep.
You know, the Waltons just bought the Broncos. I mean, he's worth $100 billion. What's $4 billion to him? We just saw Josh Harris. He just purchased the Commanders last year over $6.5 billion. He also owned the 76ers. So it's different. It's a different time now. But I agree with you, J.O. I think they should have the vets on the team to help these young guys understand and navigate their way through. I think they're doing a better job, the PA of both PAs, of having guys understand money. Like, bro, you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer. You're not going to have a 20-year career.
Right.
The average career is about 3.5 years.
Yep.
3.5. So even when you factor in Tom Brady that played 23, and you factor in Peyton Manning that played 18, 19, and Drew Brees and Rodgers and all these guys, a lot of guys just play in 1 year. A lot of guys not even playing at all. So it comes whittle it down to 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Bro, you're going to be 25. And that's the job that you're probably going to have for the next 20 years. It's not going to be in the NBA, the MLB, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the profession you starting in, there's a good chance by the time you're 25, you're going to have another job, and it's not going to be a professional athlete.
Yeah, I think too, man, football is obviously significantly different than basketball, right? You guys draft for exact need.
Yes.
And every pick is a value pick, right? Yeah. I think sometimes right now in basketball, they're drafting, best available, even though you might draft a point guard and you got 3 already on the roster.
Right.
And so, I think that's the difference in basketball where, when you talk about those 2 or 3 years or 4 years, it's a changing of the guard happening in the NBA because you don't get a lot of time. And if they send your ass down to the G League and you're a lottery pick, that already telling you where you at and what they think.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. Jill, we're going to get you out of here on this. You're the head coach at Dynamic Prep High School in Irving, Texas. Max Prep announced that Dynamic Prep finished #1 in the final top 10 high school basketball ranking. J.O., when you were playing, did you always knew you wanted to be a head coach? And what's that journey been like for you?
Listen, bro, I had no idea that I was a head coach until I was a head coach, to be honest. But it's been, man, honestly, it's been one of those things where, to be completely honest with you, man, like I was kind of dealing with some stuff. I was dealing with my own personal issues when it came to, I had a little abandonment issue, growing up. I met my dad when I was 30 years old. He died 13 months later. I was 13 years into the NBA when that happened. So I've always struggled a little bit with this thing. And then obviously after the deal happened in Detroit, I started, I didn't love playing as much anymore.
Okay.
Because of everything. And so when I was done, I wanted to just go and be with kids.
Okay.
Just give back what was given to me. I was fortunate enough when I was a young boy, I had Xavier McDaniel start a little team in Columbia, South Carolina. Tyrone gave back. Alex English had some camps I used to go to. So I just wanted to give back to kids, man. And I just really put my head down and just started, investing into the community that way. And we've had an amazing run, with Drive Nation, the club. We've had a bunch of lottery picks and first round picks and even second round picks over the last eight years. And now, I feel like I needed to start at a school, which is more of an impact because you get them 5 days a week versus, 2 or 3 days a week when it comes to club. So, I'm energized about it. Honestly, I don't know how long I'm a coach. I'm a coach again next year. But I do believe that, you have to give back. If you have knowledge and ability to give back to your community, man, you take those tools and give back to these young kids, not only these kids, but most importantly, these parents that don't quite understand what it is, when it comes down to the business of being a pro and the pro shit that you got to do every day to become a pro and not skip steps. And so that's the reason why, I do what I do. And that's why I started Dynamic Prep.
You just got to be honest with him. Your son not going to be LeBron James. He's not going to be Steph. He's not going to be Michael Jordan because, every parent think their kid is that kid.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Unc, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
For the first time ever, I hear more parents talk about NIL than they talk about the pros.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Crazy.
Yeah. Man, they worry about that money.
So you got parents that are looking to retire off their kids going to college.
Oh, Lord.
And so when you look at the product, right? You look at the product now, and when you talk about the pros, the deterioration of it is happening at the youth level.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so now you got everybody in place running to go grab kids, and I got this, I can get you a deal. And so the parents are their mind is so frazzled that they can't think appropriately. So they're making decisions based off the economics of what they're hearing, not knowing that true money percent is really like 2% anyway, getting the money. Everybody ain't getting all that, right?
Yes.
And so that's the thing where we try to bring some real positive information and tools and attach your day-to-day with what you say you're trying to get to, right? And so for us, our job is to continue to invest into the community and to show people, hey, look, man, this is about the work. If you do, think about it, Ocho, when you guys coming through, you wasn't worried about where you was gonna be chosen, right? Because you was good.
Yeah, I was already chosen.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So we weren't about the reps and the work that we got to put in. I ain't
absolutely
making no all-star game or getting picked for this or getting picked for that. So that was coming no matter what. I just got to figure out, can my schedule handle it?
Right.
But right now, people are willing to stop working to try to talk about or try to get something they ain't invested no sweat equity into from the start. And so that's what's problematic about everything. And that's why you're seeing the transition happen so hard or is becoming so hard. And that's why college now, coaches are saying, we only trust 25-year-olds.
Yeah.
We don't trust high school kids no more. 25-year-olds, they should be pro by now.
Yeah. And they've been and started asking that. I mean, people was asking, I remember hearing the question, well, if Blake Griffin was so good, why did he go back for his sophomore season? What? I mean, if a guy's good, it's like basketball. If a guy don't come out after his freshman year, well, man, he must not be that good. I mean, you're never going to see another Tim Duncan. You're not going to see a 4-year superstar like that. You're not. You're just not. It's not going to happen. The Milwaukee Bucks are reportedly hoping that the presence of Doc Rivers will make Giannis Antetokounmpo more likely to stay in Milwaukee, per Mark Steins. The Bucks are hoping that the presence of Doc as a coach can provide some sort of boost. Antetokounmpo and Rivers are believed to have a strong working relationship.
He's not staying. I mean, what are we doing?
So he had a terrible. So Jason Kidd's gone, Mike Budenholzer's gone, who won him. He was there when he got them 2 MVPs, and he got a Finals MVP. They won a championship. Adrian Griffin was fired after going 41-13.
Right.
Not Doc. So I'm just trying to figure out, and I'm just trying to figure out how. What am I missing? What is it that they see that we don't?
Listen, the man doesn't want to be there. I'm not sure why they're obviously you're gonna.
I don't know, Ocho. I don't know if he doesn't want to be there, or if he doesn't believe that they can win there. He can win there.
You're not going to be able to. There's nothing you're going to be able to do. Bringing in Doc Rivers isn't going to get you a chance at contention for
it's not going to be able to get you any more players because you can't sign anything, and you want to stay out of that second apron.
Bingo. So I mean that goes without saying. I don't know why
you traded Holiday. You traded Holiday and gave up draft picks to get Dame.
And Dame is
out. Dame is out.
I think maybe his decision making would be a little different if Dame wasn't hurt.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because they didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals in the year that Dame was there. And there's sometimes that they play really good, but it's kind of hard because, and you think Giannis needs the ball to clear, and Dame likes to have the ball to do what he does. Sometimes it looks good, but more times than not, it's just like,
Yeah. He doesn't want to be there. I hate to regurgitate it and say it again. I told you where Giannis is going. I told you how that's going to go.
Well, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but what I am saying, what are you going to give up? I just don't see a scenario where you keep Bam and Tyler Hero and still be able to get Giannis.
Funny thing about it is we never know the scenario. That's up to the teams. That's up to all the teams. Let me say it like this: up to all the teams involved. He's giving hints and answers where he'd like to be, where he'd like to play, subliminally by answering questions on Twitter. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Is right there. I mean, everyone's going to have these expert opinions on where he should go.
Yeah,
as the
But that's how
capital.
you put trade scenarios together. Okay, if
And
you're the Lakers, you
we're
know
not
who
right.
off limits. You know you're not getting LeBron and you're not getting Luka. So
Yeah.
now you start playing with pieces. Okay, is AR available? Is Rui available? You start playing with pieces who could possibly leave and who could possibly come.
Right.
So with that being said, that's the only way you can put a trade scenario. You got to do hypotheticals.
Mhm.
You know, I'm just trying to see. I'm looking at the pieces that what Miami have. They only got 2 pieces I would want.
Right.
Why would Giannis want to go to Miami and bam, and Tyler Hero isn't there? It's the same thing that happened with Carmelo when he went to the Knicks.
There's nobody there.
You got him.
But yeah, when you think about it, well, where the hell else would he go? Where the hell else will Giannis go right now? Where they're gonna have to give up something for him to even get him, and still not be right back in the same type of situation you were in Milwaukee.
I think the thing is, Ocho, you're going to have to get multiple teams involved, but you're going to have to satisfy Milwaukee. Giannis, think about it, Ocho. You lost Kareem. How long before you got something to replace Kareem? Your second best player in franchise history, Giannis. I think he's the second best because Kareem won 3 titles, went to 2. You got to. We don't need to read. I mean, you need to look up Kareem's stats because everybody that think Kareem was a bum, y'all need to look up Kareem before he got old. Because like in the 80s, he still won Finals MVP at like 37, 38 years of age. But you got to go back and look at him when he from his rookie year until he was about 30. Go check him out. Go check out his stats and let me know what you think. With that being said, lose Giannis, a superstar. See, that's what for the longest time, that's what really hurt OKC. Because see, Kevin Durant was a free agent and he left. Imagine what you could have got for Kevin Durant if you did a sign and trade. So now you in his absolute prime. Well, hell, before his prime. But now you get a guy, I mean, you're gonna get draft picks out the galore and a couple of solid players. That's what you would have gotten. But he left, you got nothing.
Well,
Walked out the door. Same thing with Golden State. He walked out the door.
So when I think about teams with draft capital,
Brooklyn got draft capital. Houston got draft capital and players because you got Şengün. I'm not getting rid of Amin Thompson.
Yeah.
Amin Thompson is not going anywhere.
right?
So you got capital. You got Jabari Smith Jr. You got Eason. So they got capital and they got draft picks. See, that's the thing, Ocho. There's only a handful of teams that have the draft capital and maybe some of the players to satisfy.
What about OKC? Giannis to OKC.
I don't like that matchup with Shea. Do they have the draft capital? Absolutely.
Yes.
They have the draft capital to go get a Kevin Durant. I mean, if somebody else is available, they got the draft cap. Yes, they absolutely. Look at the players they got. I don't think they're breaking up their nucleus. Shea, Jalen Williams, and Holmgren. I'm not breaking that up. There's a reason why Presti deliberately chose Chet Holmgren because he had an opportunity at Jabari Smith Jr. and because Paulo Banchero was gone. He was off the board, so you didn't have no shot at him.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Young fella like that. Yes, absolutely. The Thunder have the pieces. They got 7, 8 first-round picks, 7, 8 second-round picks. They got 2 pick swaps still coming from the Clippers. Oh, they got the capital. Houston got the capital. Brooklyn has the capital. Because I just don't want draft picks. I want players that can come in and play and contribute and can help me right now, Joe.
Right now, yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see what Giannis. Maybe they try to convince him one more year, but Giannis like, one more year, that's a year older. I'm not closer. I mean, when you look at it, Giannis by himself, they're not beating the Knicks. They're not beating the Cavs. They're not beating Indiana. Now, they might get Boston run without Tatum next year, but they're still okay at best case scenario. They're the 4th best team. I'm not so sure they're the 4th best team. If Banchero and Franz Wagner stay healthy,
right.
With that year, when they get Suggs back, with Black and Cole Anthony, with some of the pieces that they have, are we sure Milwaukee is no better than a 4th or a 5th seed. I ain't coming back one more year to be a 4th or a 5th seed.
Well, that's what it would probably be. Giannis can only do so much.
Yes.
He can only do so much when he by himself.
But how do you improve this team? People Ocho, ain't nobody say, yeah, woo, man, I'm gonna take this max deal from Milwaukee. I get an opportunity to get a max deal from LA. I get a max deal from Chicago. I get a max deal. I'm going to Milwaukee?
Right.
You're not. You're not. There's nothing to do. It's cold. Ish close at 11. Okay, 10. Where am I going to go get something to eat after the game?
It can't be that bad.
Kids ain't playing outside after September.
Can't be that bad, huh?
In Milwaukee?
Yeah, I'm just saying it can't be
It's
that
bad
bad.
as far as what?
I mean, I've never been there. I've never experienced what it's like to live there.
It's in Wisconsin. So what you think the weather is like from Wisconsin, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So what do you think the weather's like? You played in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah,
okay, so what you think the weather like in October? November, December, January, February, March.
But guess what? Think about some of the teams you just named too. Hell, all them same months in Chicago, it's cold. Them same months you just named in
It's Chicago.
York,
Ish is open. I can still go get a meal at 10 o'clock at night. We'll see. We shall see. Austin Reeves' agent issues a warning amid trade rumors. Next year is going to be a show. People really have no idea what's to come. Keep putting him in trade rumors for a second string center.
Whoa. Who they taking shots at, huh?
Whoever keep leaking his name, talk about part of trade, they're trading for a center.
But he said second string. Who's the second string center? They taking a shot at somebody.
Anybody that's not Jokic, Joel Embiid. Those are really only centers.
Yeah. Hey, Austin Reeves is nice too, huh?
Yeah.
He can go anywhere right now and get work, getting buckets.
Yeah. But bro, you gonna opt out your contract. The Lakers can only play you so much. You're gonna go somewhere and get a big payday anyway. You ain't trying to stay with the Lakers when you can get a $200 million deal and they can't give you that. I know Austin is very grateful, very thankful.
Yeah.
The Lakers believed in him, gave him a tryout. He went to the G League. He played really well. Him and LeBron saw something in him early, took him under his wings, and he's flourished. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. Austin Reeves finna get a mega payday. Finna get a couple $100 million.
You overestimating his value at the end?
No, he's not. He knows his value. That's why his agent said what he said.
Okay.
Because he opted out his contract.
Go get your money, young fella.
Because the thing is, like, what they try to do, Ocho, if you sign with your team, they can give you that 5th year. You leave, they can only give you 4.
Yeah.
So there's like, okay, we can add an extra year. That's an extra 50. You get nicked. Hey, you're not playing your best. You still opt in. You got 50 coming.
Right.
He knows that. He knows that based on what he's done over the last 3 years, as you've seen his point, assist, rebound total go up. He's been a valuable option. I mean, we saw him with no Luka in the lineup here and LeBron with no Luka and LeBron in the lineup. What he did against Indiana, we've seen him go out for 40. We've seen him go get 30. Yeah, he's improved every single year. He's a hell of a player. But those 3 guys are not going to win anything. Now, I'm not saying that you got to package him, but they need a big. And he's the only valuable piece that they have that they're willing to part with. They're not trading Luka. You can't trade LeBron because LeBron is one of the 2 players that have a no trade. He and Bradley Beal. Everybody else, nobody else in the NBA other than LeBron James and Bradley Beal has a no trade.
Now, when you say you also say they need a big. Now Giannis is off the table going to LA too because you don't have enough.
Giannis,
you have enough.
I don't think. I mean, he mentioned LA, but I think he's talking about more Clippers than Lakers.
Oh, hey, Harden,
Kawhi,
and Giannis.
what you gonna give up? Because your picks belong to OKC.
OKC. That's right. That's right. That's
Ask
right.
for them back. And then guess what? We got pick swaps. So guess what? If for some God unforeseen reason you're higher than we are, hey, let's swap that thing. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? Hey, you get a nice burger, you get a good double smash burger with cheese, and I got a bologna sandwich. You know what? I want to swap lunches today. It's my time to swap. Okay, now you got the bologna sandwich. I got the double cheese smash burger. You see?
Damn. But shit, Giannis look like Giannis gonna be
It's hard, Ocho. It's hard because here's
all
the
the
thing.
scenarios I thought about where it
Yeah.
would make sense. Yeah, you putting yourself right back in the same goddamn predicament outside of it being a better goddamn city and being able to get something to eat after 11 o'clock. That's it.
But see, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, Ocho, is that Austin Reeves understands his value. He knows he's going to be a commodity because he's proven he's a starter in this league. He's not a role player. I mean, he's a role player, but he's a starting role player. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He can handle the ball. He can create his own shot. He can facilitate an offense. He can run an offense. Yeah, he's a liability on defense. But guys, ain't nobody playing no defense anymore. Just don't let him beat you on the first dribble. Can you guard him for 2 dribbles?
That's it.
Then help's gonna come. So with that being said, there's only a handful of teams that have the capital to go get a young, because you got to think about it, Ocho. Look at what I'm giving up. I'm giving up a Giannis. I'm giving up a KD. I need something valuable in return. Now, KD's a little different. KD's a little older, so he's not going to command. Phoenix is not going to get maybe what they think they're going to get.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference. I think Giannis is 30. KD is about to be 37. And injury history. Remember, he got nicked again at the end of the year. He missed the last couple games.
Right.
When he got there, he messed up his knee. So he has a history of being injured. So you're not going to get what you because of age and his injury history. He's still a phenomenal player.
Very.
Wow. Someone check this out, Ocho.
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce this guy's name. He said Zion Williamson is entering year 7 with 0 playoff minutes logged. I just got sick.
I mean, Zion Williamson going to the Pelicans, understanding his injury history, the fact that he hasn't been able to play enough games to even make the playoffs. He doesn't have a team surrounding him or have the help to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they made the playoffs, but he was hurt. He couldn't play. Yeah, they made the playoffs. I mean, think about it. He had Bi.
The
He had
second year.
Valanciunas. He had CJ McCollum.
That was the second year, right?
I don't know what year it was, but I'm saying they've made the playoffs. Zion just hadn't been able to play.
I think he need a new change of scenery, young. He need to change the scenery.
He need to change the eatery.
Change of who?
Eatery. What's important to him? Everybody wants something more than Zion wanted for himself. Think about what he denied himself. Probably going out, partying, doing all those other things that kids his age did because he wanted to be a basketball player and he wanted to go to college. And in college, he wanted to go to the NBA. So think about what you denied yourself to get to where you got to. And now all of a sudden. Now, granted, when you young, Ocho, you rubbing down the court. Ocho, weight just fall off you.
Yeah.
I mean, I can lose easy. Hell, I sweat out 7, 8 pounds at a practice. Once lost 13 pounds in a practice.
Mm-hmm.
You young, you can do that. As you start to get older, you see a lot of young fat people. You don't see a lot of old fat people, Ocho. Because the heart's only so big. It's only meant to pump the size that you're supposed to be. You start getting 300 and 400 pounds when you meant to be 200 or 250,
Pumping a little
taxing the
harder.
body.
Yeah.
That's why you can't put a Volkswagen engine in an 18-wheeler. It's not meant to pull that. You'll burn it out. What's important to Zion? How bad does Zion want to be it? Do it. See, getting in is easy. That's the easy part.
Right.
It gets hard to get out and get back in. Zion is a phenomenal talent. You're never gonna hear me say anything about the guy's talent. He can do it. He can do it. Kendrick Perkins doesn't think Anthony Edwards can be the face of the NBA. Perk said, you got to check the boxes when you're the face of the league. You know, we got to have a signature shoe. You got to be in commercials. You got to have highlights. You got to have a game. But you know what else you got to have? Got to be a role model and things outside the lines. Now, if you go down the list and check all the faces, you know, you look at Bird, Magic. I could have sworn I know a guy that said that last year. And everybody looked at me, Ocho, they killed me.
Wait, what they say?
I said this very same thing on ESPN. And people, I said, go back and look at I said, how many of the faces of the NBA weren't married? But anyway, let me finish on. You go look at Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, LeBron, Steph. What did they all have in common? They were family men. They were all married with kids. But see, when I said it, because I'm a football player, what do you know? I just followed the game. I've been following the game a lot longer, paying a lot closer attention. And when you go back and study the guys that's been the face of the league, what do they have in common? Why is it so easy for quarterbacks? Look at the quarterbacks, Ocho. Go back and study the quarterbacks that have been face of the league. What do they all have in common?
I told you.
Go back and study the NBA players, Joe. What do they have in common?
Mm-hmm.
But see, when I said it, and chat, y'all know I said it. Everybody, Stephen A. looked at me. Molly wanted it just like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, bro, all I'm saying is just go study it. Go look at the guys that's been the face of the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, what you think it is?
Hey, Joe, honestly, you know what I think it is? I think it's unwritten rule. Joe, you married, right, Joe?
No, I ain't married.
Listen,
Ocho.
but still,
he married. He just ain't got the paperwork, but he married. But go ahead, Ocho.
Okay, hello. All right.
But if you look at how things are going in your life, Joe, you understand God is blessing you, huh? You know, for some reason, things are always going right when you have stability, when you have a foundation to build on, right? Hey, when you talk about the football players, it ain't no goddamn coincidence. All the ones that are married or engaged, you notice how life is going? I'm not talking about on the field. How about off the field? Everybody you just named that's married, what Kendrick Perkins said. And you talk, hey, let me put my goddamn ring on. Shoot. But anyway.
Ocho, before you go any farther.
Yeah.
What quarterback just got engaged last year about to get married? He up in Buffalo.
Oh, Josh Allen. And what they doing?
Patrick Mahomes. What did Patrick Mahomes do, Ocho?
Man, it's not a coincidence, huh? Well, not only are they good at their craft, but
what did Tom Brady go do, Ocho? What did Peyton Manning do, Ocho?
Yeah, hey.
Elway, Marino, go back and study it. The only guy that you can definitively say, and I don't know if he was ever the face of the league, with Joe Namath at the quarterback position.
Hey, but Joe was a player.
Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach says, hey, I got one woman.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. So, okay, I can see eliminating the distractions, things of that sort. Right. But what is it? What is it?
Joe, you're not gonna be able to get that because the people look at what did Tiger do? He went and got married, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did Tiger do? He went and got married. And when everything came, because he sold family, he sold security. That's what he sold. And when it didn't happen, everybody was up in arms. It wasn't that but it's what you sold us. You sold us. It's called stability. That's what you're selling. That's stability.
That's what I'm.
A guy that got a wife and got kids. Now, see, you might say, well, hey, I know I saw him X, Y, and Z. But the general public might not ever see him. Yeah. They see every time he does an interview, he got his door. Steph Curry. When Steph Curry started going to the playoffs and they go in the NBA, tell him who was sitting on that desk with him. Who Who was right there beside him when he doing them interviews? Lil O'Reilly.
Daughter.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And his wife, Aisha, in the tunnel, gave him a kiss. You see that?
Yeah. Hey, Unc and Ocho. It ain't too late for.
Oh
for
no. But I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
He's at the tender age of 23, Ocho.
Oh, wait.
He at the tender age. He still got some time.
I keep forgetting and only 23.
Yes.
Oh, and look, he done took his lumps and bruises throughout, the NBA seasons, the post seasons. He's been through some wars.
Yes.
His time will come. They played great basketball, but yeah,
who they talking about? Hold on, Ocho. Who they talking about being the face? Tell the people at home, Ocho, SGA. Tell them what his status is. Is he checking the single box or he checking the married box? Tell him which one he checking, Ocho.
He married?
Absolutely, he is.
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I ain't know that.
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
What about Nikola Jokic? Is he married?
He married too?
What about Luka? Is he married?
Everybody. Hey, I'm going to get me some stability.
Go back and look at LeBron.
What you Ocho, you ready to jump that broom race?
Why I ain't playing, boy? January, boy. Matter of fact, I'm getting on my birthday.
When your birthday?
January 9th, 1968.
Yeah, that's the same birthday my son.
For real?
Bro. My son 18, just graduated high school this year.
Hey,
he's January.
That's my dog. Man. Tell my dog tell my birthday dog I say what's happening, man.
I tell him, but I got to watch y'all though, boy. Y'all sneaky, boy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Me?
Would you a Capricorn?
Yeah, but Capricorn, I hope, listen, signs don't really identify everybody that's born in that month. That's really not how it works.
I'm not saying all of it pertains to you.
But y'all got a lot of similarities.
You think so?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
No, because I'm not into signs. I don't know much about signs. I hear it from time to time when you meet people, but I get along with everybody. Everybody loves me regardless of what sign they are. So I don't understand. I'm nothing like what they say Capricorns are like. I'm a good dude, and I'm just looking for stability.
Hey, I'm not saying
we ain't saying you a bad dude.
Okay.
I ain't saying you ain't a good dude. I think you're a good dude.
Yeah, I'm a good dude.
Yeah, boy, we gotta watch you.
Yeah,
I'm
like a hawk. But I know a guy said this, and I listed all the guys. A lot of the guys that Perk named, I listed those guys. That's what happens when you let a football guy talk about basketball. Now there's a basketball guy. See, look. Obviously, it touched the nerve. I'll just go back and look at the face of the NBA and tell me what they were. Take football aside. Tell me the guy that's been the face of the NBA that did not display stability. Tell me the guy.
Hey, I'm with you when you're right.
Hey, do you think Anthony Edwards could be the first one to change that?
Boy, there's family value, there's morals, and some people just don't. I mean, it's different. It's different. Yeah. But they say the problem is a lot of people. What they said, they're trying to destroy the family nuclear.
I mean, listen, everyone operates at a different frequency, Everybody.
Okay, you can operate that. You just can't be the face of the NBA. You can operate that. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And and I think that's a large part of why he doesn't, because he doesn't. I don't want to do that. I still want to go to my little dives, hole in the wall. Y'all don't see me. I got my shades on.
Right.
I'm tucked in the cut. I don't want all that. I don't want all of that comes along with being, because now you got people really out there trying to
in your business,
trying to lift the covers up so they can show the world what you're really doing, and then let the cover fall back down on you.
And him only being 23, you have to move.
Yeah, he's 23.
Hey, hold on, Unc. You got to move completely different. Different. Once you cross that line over into marriage, into having stability, and you have to, at that age, with that kind of money, you're going to no.
And most of the guys we talk,
he live in Atlanta too, huh?
Yeah. And the thing is, Ocho, a lot of these guys, LeBron knew Savannah since they were 14. Steph knew Aisha when they were teenagers.
Yeah.
Magic knew Cookie. Steph met, not Steph. Kobe met Vanessa his first or second year in the NBA. He's
Early.
19,
Early.
18, 19. She's a senior in high school or junior in high school. Ant-Man is 23.
Man.
You got to realize Kobe is 19, Ant-Man is 23. He meets somebody, he's like, okay, this is it for me. Hey, I met mine, got it.
Yeah.
How long? Magic was dating Cookie in college.
Yeah.
So it's a different time now. And it's hard, it's getting harder and harder
to date. And
because you don't know.
Yeah.
But I for me, looking at it from a distance and studying the NBA like I have, and looking at faces of the NBA, go back and look at the guys that was the face of the NBA and look at their home situation.
Yeah.
Now, hey, Joe, I want you to watch, right? You see,
Right.
I want you to pay attention. The people in the chat, I want you to pay attention to the difference in our cups. All our cups are runneth over right now. Everything is going good. Everything's going smooth. Now, I want you to see how life changes for your boy in 2026 when he crossed that broom. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I want you to see how life changes for me. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention. Now, remember, I told you this.
You told me.
It's May 27th.
Yes.
2025. When I jump that broom after my birthday, I want you to see how life changes exponentially. And I want you to follow suit right behind me.
To tell my
Yeah. He gonna jump the broom. Matter of fact, we gonna jump at the same time.
Hey, Ocho, it's time for him to put it up. He got to put it up.
Yeah. Because listen, we need to be. We gonna be on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the right track. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the lead. I'm gonna start it off. It's gonna be like dodgeball. It's gonna be like yeah, shit. You ain't got time to play way, shit.
Charles Barkley also chimed in on the face of the league. Hey, ESPN, I love you guys. Don't try to make Ant-Man. He said Anthony Edwards, but don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. There's a face of the NBA. It's Shai Gilgeous. It's Nikola Jokic. It's Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take it. And SGA is taking it right now.
Yeah, he is.
But I mean, and look, once somebody tells you so, I mean, Ant-Man told us that that's not what I want.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like the more he says he doesn't want it, the more people try to bestow it upon him.
But you know why? You know why? It has nothing to do with, forget, I'm not, obviously people can say, oh, look how he's playing now. Listen, he has this, as good as
he has personality,
is,
he has charisma, he has charm, he
as
has
good
everything
as-
that you have.
yes, as good as SGA is, he still doesn't have that it factor that Ant has. He just doesn't. As great as he is, Joe, he's box office.
I just think it's hard for a foreign-born player to be the face of the NBA. I just do.
Yeah.
You think where you think that has anything to do with it? You think no, a little bit, a smidge.
It'll be the same thing. Do you think an American-born player can be the face of football, European football?
Soccer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's impossible. You would have to be
See.
that would be damn near impossible. I mean, no disrespect. Impossible.
Hey, look, let's give my Ant-Man, get Ant-Man a little time,
Yeah.
man. He's still at a tender age.
Yeah, 23.
It's like,
Man, ain't no. It takes a special type of something because you got to go back and think. Like Magic was 20 when he came into the league. He won the championship. Bird, all those other guys. But normally, guys were 22, 23 when they was getting to the league. Ocho.
Yeah.
And so now guys are one and done. You asking an 18? Ain't no 18-year-old about to get married. 19-year-old.
Yeah. Hey, look, because you're living the American dream, this is something that you've dreamed about since you was a kid. Yep. Now that you get to this point, especially at a young age, 19, 20, man, you ain't trying to be tied down. You trying to go have.
You got to be mentally. You have to be mentally prepared. You got to be mentally ready for that because it's different.
Or I think you got to come from like you got to have parents that were married. You have to have been. I think if you was raised in a household and your parents was been married, I think it's a lot easier. Cause look, Unc and Ocho, all my partners I grew up with, Man, listen, they all married, but they all their parents, they all been married since we were kids, bro. I'm the only one grew up in a single parent household. You know what I'm saying? But my closest homeboys, they married.
Hey, but Joe, it also come down to actually finding someone actually you can marry though. There's a difference. It's not, we ain't talking about just aesthetics, you know? I'm talking about someone of substance outside of just looks. So actually finding someone to marry that's also difficult. I come from a one parent, household. I didn't do things the traditional way, but I do actually value marriage and want that. I want that stability, especially at old age, after being out
for sure
in the streets. Hey, Joe, after being out in the streets for so long and understanding what's out there. Not that I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that, but it's an investment where you get no return. I don't care how much you spend, and I don't care who you spend it on. It looks good. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's good to be able to be someone's sponsor for a while, but it gets you nothing in return.
Scores has started this week about how this Thunder team could be even scarier. No matter what's happening this playoff, Thunder will be adding Serbian star Nikola Jokic to its rotation next season. Jokic was the number 12 pick in the 2024 NBA draft, a pick that OKC got from Houston in the 2019 Westbrook trade. But Jokic had a torn ACL and would miss his entire rookie season, and that scared away most teams, except OKC. Before the injury, the 6'6" Jokic was viewed as a top 5 prospect as a playmaking point guard. CBS Sports mock draft had him as high as number 2 at one point. Next season, he'll finally make his NBA debut.
Man, OKC got a lot over there. Unc and Ocho, I don't know how they're going to keep all them guys together.
Because, they got a lot. Now, because, what you call him can sign 4 for $294, or he can wait 5 for $380. Jalen Williams going to want to get paid. Chet's going to want to get paid. I like this guy because now you got somebody that's going to handle the ball when Shea's on the bench, if he's what they said he is, see. But it's gonna be it gets hard, man. It gets hard, Ocho, because when you start winning, people come and start raiding your hen house. They want your chicken that's been laying these golden eggs.
That's a good one.
And that's what happens. You see it in football all the time. You see what happens. Eventually, Philly's not gonna be able to keep all these guys, those great defensive players. Now you play Jalen Carter. What you gonna do with Jordan Davis? What you gonna do? What you gonna do with Cooper DeJean? What you gonna do with Brother Mitchell? What you gonna do with them, Ocho?
Yeah.
Unc and Ocho, when you winning, everybody eats. So you have to go into the luxury tax. Gotta take care of these guys. Just like if Boston would have won this year, man, they wouldn't have cared about paying those dudes.
They're gonna break that thing up, Joe.
Yeah, now they are.
But I think even if they had won, I think they break it up because you got two.
You think so?
Think about it. You got 2 guys making over $300 million. You got think about it. You got Derek White and you got Holiday making well over $100 million. You got Al Horford probably making $35 to $38 million, and you got Porzingis.
Right.
I think if they had a chance to win it this year, Unc, I think they willing to go into the luxury tax and pay that. It's just like OKC. If they win it this year, they're gonna have to go into the luxury tax, man. They're gonna have to pay them.
But I heard the thing. See, and because I'm looking at the Lakers. The Lakers had the same situation. They won it in 2020 and broke the whole thing up.
I don't know what that was about.
Right.
I don't know what that was about. They had a great team. I know it was in the bubble, but they had a great team.
I think you got to bring it back just to see if you can repeat.
I think so. It makes you wonder, like, was it something more to it than just basketball? You know what I mean? We'll never know.
Carmelo Anthony and PG Paul George aren't convinced that Giannis will ask to be traded from Milwaukee, despite the rumors surrounding his uncertain future with the organization. Giannis is that old cut era, that old era cut. I think he wants to stay in Milwaukee his whole career. That's what PG said. He ain't going nowhere. Giannis built Milwaukee.
No, absolutely not. That matters not. That matters not. I understand PG and Carmelo, obviously very respectable, good friends of mine, but Giannis ain't he's not going back because it's gonna be the same thing every year. The man wants to win. The man wants to contend for another title again. No, he doesn't want to lift the heavy load every single night. Every
He's
single night.
he's further away now than what he was when he won his title.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I don't see him going
That's
back.
the problem that you're up against. Is that guess what? You see all the guys. What if Shea gets one this year? Tatum already got one. I mean, you're not worried about Steph and LeBron and KD because they've already done their next couple of years they're going to be on their way out. But what about OKC ain't going nowhere at least for the next year or two? If we talked about this last night, Joe. Let's just say they bring it back. Dame's not playing next year. Right. So even if he goes back to Milwaukee, they're not better than the Knicks. They're not better than the Cavaliers. They're not better than the Pacers. And I'm not so sure that they can beat Boston with the roster that they have with just Giannis. So now at best case scenario, if Orlando, if Banchero and Franz Wagner stay healthy,
yeah,
they're not better than them. So at best case scenario, you feel the sixth.
Hey, look, I think Giannis will always say the right thing.
Because he don't want that blowback. Everybody gonna say the right thing, Joe, since they saw what happened to LeBron. Everybody gonna say, "Oh, yeah, I want to be here." Oh, yeah. Because at least LeBron played his contract out. See, LeBron is one of those guys. He never asked to be traded, but he played his contract out, and people hold him to the same standard that guys that be asking for trades.
Right.
LeBron is never asked to be traded.
Right.
Played the contract out. His contract was up in Cleveland. He went to Miami. Contract was up in Miami. He went back to Cleveland. Contract was up in Cleveland. He went to L.A. So you got to think about it. LeBron is damn near as much time in L.A. as he did his last stint in Cleveland and when he went to Miami.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, look, I can see I don't know how he's going to do it, but I just see Giannis moving this summer, Unc and Ocho. I can't see him going back to Milwaukee, trying to do all that heavy lifting by himself. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging because they can't bring nobody in. Outside of what they already have, they can't bring nobody else.
And their second best player is injured.
But can you imagine if Giannis gets traded to a team say the Mavericks or the Rockets or whatever the case may be,
to try to make a run for him.
Oh man, can you imagine? Like he gonna have to still do some heavy lifting, but it ain't gonna be nothing like this.
Yeah. It ain't gonna have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting if he got Steph on his team.
Yeah. I asked you that last night, where's the scenarios where he could go where the situation would be different than what it is with Milwaukee right now?
Well, you got to break. First of all, Steph is healthy. Dame is not. They play different types of game. Steph is perpetual motion. He's gonna get a lot of wide open looks because you got to build a wall to keep Giannis out the paint. Yep. And then when Giannis kicks, because you saw he averaged 6 assists, he's getting better as a passer. So the thing is, he's just going to have to get a lot of teams because teams going straight up. There are only a handful of teams that could. OKC, Brooklyn, Houston Rockets. They're really the only team that have the draft capital. Houston have the draft capital and the players. Because theoretically, you could pack a Şengün. The Spurs. Yeah, the Spurs definitely have the capital. So there's only a handful of teams that have draft capital and players, huh?
That's not fair. You can't put Wemby and goddamn Giannis together, man.
Hey, life ain't fair.
Come on, man.
Yeah, life ain't fair.
Mm-hmm.
You put them on a team, boy. Listen, you're gonna be number one defense for sure.
And what? Yeah. And what pick the Spurs got? What the pick Spurs they got? The 2? Spurs got the number 2 pick. So you get a big time draft. They got plenty of other draft picks. I don't know if they're going to be willing to part with obviously Stephen Castle and Wemby. I would think would be, but anything else.
I mean, you got Fox. You probably gonna have to get off Castle.
Okay. If you got Fox, yeah.
Yeah, you got Fox.
I forgot Fox was there. So you got Fox,
You got-
Wemby, Giannis.
Yeah,
You sure, Ocho?
man.
Wait, Darian Fox?
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox
Oh,
is there.
hell no. That's not fair. Nah, that ain't fair. That ain't fair.
Because Milwaukee gonna want some star power
Yes.
back. And their young boy Castle, he's proven. He just won Rookie of the Year, so they gonna want somebody who's gonna
And I
pack a
want
punch.
him. I want a proven player. I want a couple of proven players. I might take Vassell and Keldon Johnson too. And I want that number 2 pick and a couple of other picks and some pick swaps.
Hey, for Giannis, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I think if he plays with some other great talent, he will be more of a willing passer versus, I know he'll still be downhill, but I think he'll be more reluctant. I think he'll pass a lot more versus just driving in there, just trying to get fouls and things of that sort. He a cheat code, man. He's a cheat code for sure.